Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be showing you this book called Happy Little Accidents: The Wit and Wisdom of Bob Ross. So if you do not know who Bob Ross is, he was a painter, and also what a lot of people like to say, and I agree, is on his painting show, it was very ASMR-ish, the way he spoke and did things and painted, and it was very calming and soothing, and definitely gives off ASMR vibes without even trying. So I'm a huge fan of Bob Ross, and a friend of mine actually saw this book and thought of me and bought it for me. Actually, anytime anybody who knows me sees anything Bob Ross related, they are messaging me or letting me know because they know I'm a fan. So we're gonna go through this book today, and its majority of it is pretty much just some quotes and photos, and it's a cute little book to skim through. And it was compiled by Michelle Witt, believe it's pronounced Witt. So this is the back. And it says, anything we don't like will turn into a happy little tree or something. We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. Bob Ross, the soft-spoken artist painting happy clouds, mountains, and trees, has captivated the world for decades with the magic that flows from his paintbrush to the canvas in 26 television minutes, all while dispensing little branches of wisdom. His gentle demeanor and encouraging words have become a form of therapy for the weary. Happy Little Accidents: The Wit and Wisdom of Bob Ross opens with an introduction and brief biography of Ross, followed by a collection of his greatest quotes and most majestic works of art. Relax, unwind, be inspired. And we have a little cute squirrel here. So I did skim through the book when I first got it. So it still actually has that awesome new book smell. It has since pretty much been on top of my fridge for display. I recently moved into a new place, and I am still decorating and figuring things out, so it doesn't have an actual home yet. Plan on getting a nice little shelf for my collectibles. So right now it is sitting on my fridge majority of the time. So we have a introduction here, and I'll read some of it. There's a little bit of a biography, and it's kind of long. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to read this because I do want to get to the quotes and the beautiful photos. See how many pages we have in this book. So I'll read a few bits and pieces. So, introduction. Bob Ross is a man best known for his hairdo and his hobby. But anyone who has stopped for a moment and listened to Bob while he went about his painting knows that he is so much more than that. While his iconic catchphrases and equally iconic hairstyle made Bob Ross a cultural phenomenon, for the past 30 years, it is the nuggets of knowledge and his gentle chatter that captivated audiences. Part of Ross's lasting appeal is that he talked about more than paint and landscapes and trees. He tapped in the core ideal that people should be happy, and painting was a great way to achieve that. And I definitely can agree with that as a painter myself and as an artist myself. I also like the idea of people just being happy, and anytime you would watch him, he didn't have to be cheesing and smiling, non-stop, but he just radiated a light of happiness. So it was always very pleasant watching him. There was a hidden depth within his easy banter, another layer to everything he said. And here's it looks like some maybe behind the scenes photos of him. I believe the show used to come on Channel 13. And I'm not sure if that was the case with everyone. I don't know if it depended on where you live, but I'm pretty sure it was Channel 13. And I remember watching him as a child, and even if he didn't paint, I think everyone just kind of watched him as a child. No one really followed along with the painting, we just watched him. So here's the first painting. Anything we don't like, we'll turn it into a happy little tree or something. We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. That's one of his most popular little quotes. We don't make mistakes. We just have happy accidents. And here's the beautiful photo. I think my favorite part of when he would paint certain things are the trees, because they would make this little sort of sound with the brush, and it was so relaxing. And it was always just cool to see how just little dabs could create a nice, beautiful tree. We begin with paint and brush. The object is to capture the dream quickly while it is still alive. And here's another photo. And with these paintings, you usually have that little white piece over, and then created the whole painting, and then you can take it off, and it created like a circle, oval like this. Really love the colors in that. Isn't that fantastic? I knew you could do it. And here's what looks to be a little bit of a foggy scenery with some trees and water. Oh, and you can see his name right there, Ross. That may be the true joy of painting, when you share it with other people. I really believe that's the true joy. I also really loved when he used to do snowy paintings and mountains like this. And there's just so much little detail and color, and it's just so awesome to see that he would just make these beautiful paintings within a half hour. Here's a cute little drawing of him. I aspire to create tranquility, a peaceful atmosphere to take people away from their everyday problems and frustrations. I think that's a nice painting that goes with that quote perfectly. It's a nice, calm, clear day. You see the grain on the mountains, and the water is nice and clear and smooth. Friends are the most important commodity in the world. Even a tree needs a friend. That's a nice quote. So this is sort of a different photo from the last one we just saw. It's like a contrast, because it's a little more dark and dreary, and you don't see the sun, and the trees looks like it might be fall or entering winter. And then we have a nice little waterfall coming down here. I really love this little blue highlight here. If we all painted the same way, what a boring world it would be. Indeed, definitely agree with that. And I think as artists, sometimes we compare ourselves a lot to other artists, or wish we can draw, paint in that way. And if we all just created the same type of artwork, that wouldn't be fun, and we wouldn't be different. So definitely a relatable quote. And here we have a little tiny baby waterfall and some nice trees. Again, it looks like it's autumn. We put some dark in, so our light will show. You have to have dark in order to show light. Absolutely. And here we have a nice, I don't even know that I want to say it's dark, because it's a nice little light shining through, and it's really, really pretty. You know, sometimes dark paintings can give you like a dark feeling or a dreary feeling, and this just doesn't look that way. It just looks gorgeous. The nice blues, the grass looks green and healthy, and interesting, it seems like he only used green and blue paint in this painting, so that's really nice. This is your bravery test. You worked so hard, and then a crazy-haired guy tells you to throw it in a big old tree on top of it all. take a 2-inch brush and look at all these trees. That is really nice. Love this. I love how the little bit of light is seeping through. It's very easy to add more color, but it's a son of a gun to try to take it off. Definitely. And here's a cool little photo of him. I actually have not tried his paints. There's a Bob Ross paint line, and I have yet to try it. Although I do paints, drawing is more of my forte. So I would definitely have to try those paints someday. Sometimes you learn more from your mistakes than you do from your masterpieces. I'm definitely just going to probably agree with every quote because it's just all really true. This is a nice little photo. The sky looks gorgeous. These colors. I also like how he has some of the trees nice and bushy and green, and then you have some trees over here who seem to lost their leaves. The secret to doing anything is believing that you can do it. Anything that you believe you can do strong enough, you can do. Anything, as long as you believe. And again, here's a cute little drawing of him. And look at this. This is gorgeous. Love it. Love the fact that it's just blues and whites. Love, love, love. Even the trees. This is just gorgeous. And this is what I was talking about, like the snowy paintings. This looks arctic, you know? Like this is in Antarctica or somewhere. Beautiful. I actually really love the winter time. So snowy sceneries I absolutely love. There's an artist hidden at the bottom of every single one of us. And we have a nice little orangey fall painting with some gorgeous yellow leaves. It's really nice. Talent is a pursued interest. Anything that you're willing to practice, you can do. That's actually something I'm really incorporating into my life now. Really enjoy learning new things, and can definitely agree with the willing to practice part. Hard work definitely pays off, and just see a lot of improvements in the things that I'm currently practicing. So we have a nice little scenery here. I'm sorry about my light. So I tried to fix my light. Unfortunately, some photos you're going to see the little glare. But we have a gorgeous painting here of a nice ocean. Look at these waves. It looks like there might be a storm coming, or maybe it just left. And the waves are just gorgeous. In painting, you have unlimited power. You have the ability to move mountains. You can bend rivers. But when I get home, the only thing I have power over is the garbage. And we have gorgeous mountain photo here. Love how the sky looks. I usually really love when he paints the clouds, but it's nice to just see what looks like the sun may be setting. And maybe a little bit of icy mountains. Just let go and fall like a little waterfall. And here's a gorgeous photo of a waterfall with mountains in the background. And I love the contrast of these colors, with the water looking a sort of beige brown color and the waterfall looking white and blue. I really like that a lot. Trees cover up a multitude of sins. And here we have a nice, bright, to me comes across very cheery, even though there is no sun out. But look at the colors of the grass and these bushes and the trees and the sky. Really, really love that color palette. This is not something you should labor over or worry about. If painting does nothing else, it should make you happy. And one of my favorite things, the mountain. Something else I actually like with the trees as well is the way he would draw the branches, where he would just and then go and kind of draw these little lines out for branches, and then he will layer the leaves on top. Watching those parts are always really relaxing. You have to allow the paint to break to make it beautiful. Gorgeous palette. However you think it should be, that's exactly how it should be. Purple's actually my favorite color, like this lavender-ish, maybe a little bit darker. My favorite color, and he actually has some in the water here. All this may very well be ice. You can see there's snow, and snow's on a tree, and these trees right here don't have any more leaves. But I love this. Pretty sure it's supposed to be an icy river. In nature, dead leaves are just as normal as live trees. Here's a nice little cabin setting, and these trees just look gorgeous in the background. They're kind of like a purple-ish. It has a blue tinge. My camera may be picking up purple, but it has like a blue tinge to it. Really, really pretty. Wow. We really don't know where this goes, and I'm not sure we really care. This is just gorgeous. It's the imperfections that make something beautiful. That's what makes it different and unique from everything else. We have what looks like maybe not a bridge, but some sort of house, and that's on in the middle of a road, I guess. I love this green and yellow colors in the back. Put light against you. Put light against light. You have nothing. Put dark against dark. You have nothing. It's the contrast of light and dark that each gives the other one meaning. And a nice snowy, wintry scene here. All it takes is just a little change of perspective, and you begin to see a whole new world. That is one of the things I continue to incorporate into my life. Just seeing things differently, viewing things from a different perspective. And you know, it's not always easy. Something that you have to learn and keep working on, so I'm always working on that. But look at this, look at these trees. That's gorgeous. Take your time. Speed will come later. That water is just beautiful. Look at that. It's like a purplish going into blue. Beautiful, beautiful. It's not what you want. Stop and change it. If it's not what you want, apologize. It's kind of late when I'm making this, so if it's not what you want, stop and change it. Don't just keep going and expect it will get better. And we have some gorgeous waves again. Look at those clouds, nice fluffy clouds. I can't think of anything more rewarding than being able to express yourself to others through painting. And here we have an awesome photo of Bob in action. And I think we actually saw this painting already in the book. We passed by that. And funny enough, last year, for many years, I wanted to be Bob Ross for Halloween, and actually last year I was indeed Bob Ross on Halloween, and it was awesome. I did not expect as much people to recognize me as they did, but apparently even younger kids, 10, 8, recognized who I was. So I guess people are still watching him to this day, and that's pretty cool. But that was probably one of the best costumes that I've ever did. Also one of the most easiest costumes. Let's make some nice little clouds that just float around and have fun all day. And here we have a nice little boat scene. Cool little boathouse. Little sailboat right here. We see each other. We each see through the world in our own way. I guess I keep reading too fast. That's what makes it such a special place. And here we have really a lot going on. Everything is just gorgeous. The sky is beautiful, snowy mountains, different colored trees. We have little tiny waterfalls. Beautiful. Just beat the devil out of that old brush. It's a good way of taking out all of your frustrations and hostilities and all that. And that's another thing that Bob Ross would always say when he would clean out his brush, and then he would knock it against his easel here. He would just say, beat the devil out of that old brush. That's when you experience joy, when you have no fear. We have some beautiful mountains, beautiful snowy mountains with some trees. This would be a good place for my little squirrel to live. These green scenes where he just does about 2 or 3 colors is just beautiful. Every single thing in the world has its own personality, and it is up to you to make friends with the little rascals. We have a nice, gorgeous green tree here with some snowy mountains and lovely clouds, and a little abandoned house. Or maybe it's not abandoned. Maybe someone lives in there. Don't be afraid to scrape the paint off and do it again. This is the way you learn. Trial and error, over and over, repetition. Here's a nice clear sky. Lovely snowy mountains. Really love this sky and the color palette. A big strong tree needs big strong roots. Here we have a cute little cabin or farmhouse. Looks more of a farmhouse, right? I guess. Trees grow all kinds of ways. They're not all perfectly straight. Not every limb is perfect. I have a little waterfall here. This is more of a dark photo. Looks like it's heading into nighttime. You can see a little bit of light shining through. It also looks like it may be a little windy day. I don't know. The trees look like they were blowing in the wind. These things live right in your brush. All you have to do is shake them out. Here it looks like another fall day in a little nice farmhouse or cabin, whatever you prefer. And a nice little dirt road leading up to it. We spend so much of our life looking but never seeing. This is probably one of my favorites. Like, look at that. Look at the purples, and the sky is amazing. Wow. Definitely a favorite. Always do the thing in your mind that's furthest away first. Then work forward, forward, forward. I might have to take this advice. We have a nice little blue, clear skies and some nice, clear, calm blue water. Just let your imagination go. You can create all kinds of beautiful effects just that easy. And here it looks like a little bit of a rainforest. Trees look a little different from the usual. See this one hanging down a little. Nice sun's peeking through. Looks like it was definitely a hot and muggy day. This is just my observations. I'm not sure what the intention was. But also looks like a fiery sort of light, right? That's pretty cool. Every day is a good day when you paint. And look at this. Love, love, love this. And look at the little birds in the background. I love how simple the birds look. I think everyone used to draw their birds like this, like the McDonald's M. When we were younger and you would draw a regular sunny day in a house and clouds and sun, and then we would draw our birds like that. That's cute. I think of each of us sometime in our life has wanted to paint a picture. And here is this water looks very different from the other photos, but it is amazing, right? Like, it looks like it's maybe like, I don't know, looks like a sea or something, as opposed to like the river, or in comparison to his other paintings. I know I'm not explaining it that clear, so, but it looks like you may see some like rocks underneath here. Then we have some nice neat grass. Very interesting. You can do anything here. The only prerequisite is that it makes you happy. And we have a little bridge right here. Nice little waterfall, mini baby waterfall. Don't be afraid to go out on a limb, because that's where the fruit is. And look at this page. It looks sort of like denim material. And then here goes one of these cool paintings, the oval painting. Then he has the trees outside this time. Another little cabin. And really love the sky. We have no limits to our world. We're only limited by our imagination. Absolutely agree. And here's what looks like another steamy sort of day, or maybe this is like coming from the pressure of the waterfall, I guess. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I like that a lot. First it looked like steam or sort of fog. Exercising the imagination, experimenting with talents, being creative. These things to me are truly the window to your soul. And we have another gorgeous purple palette. So the water looks sort of purple. It looks like the sun is, maybe it was a cloudy day and that haze is sort of blocking the sun. In life, you need colors, and there is definitely a lot of color in this one. Might be another favorite of mine. Even the clouds are very different from how he usually did them, which is usually you would see a lot of white clouds, but this is beautiful. The color palette is amazing. Look at the nice waves. And then we have that nice purplish hue right here. The clouds are very interesting though. You can create beautiful things, but you have to see them in your mind first. Absolutely. And you know, I think another thing as an artist, the artist struggle is coming up with ideas and trying to actually put them down on paper or canvas the way you see it in your brain. So that's, I know for me, that's also another struggle. And this is, again, like I said, purple is my favorite color. When he throws the purple in there, it's just amazing. The waves, this looks like little lightning bolts. Like, the waves are that powerful. And I love the little subtle detail of the waves coming onto the shore. Beautiful. And look at the sky. There is immense joy in just watching all the little creatures in nature. I would definitely have to agree with that. I don't know if anyone has just sat there and went to the park and watched the squirrels or just watched the birds and just watch animals just do things. It might not seem like much, but I don't know, it's very interesting to me. And there is a joy to that. Look at these purple mountains. Beautiful. You know me. I think you ought to be a big old tree right there. And let's give him a friend. Everybody needs a friend. Oh yeah, there's plenty of times where he just felt the need to add a tree. 'Cause why not? And then add a tree, and then that tree needs a friend too. I love this, what looks like to be a little path, road, I'm not sure. But the color is gorgeous. A nice winter day looks like. You're the greatest thing that has ever been or ever will be. You're special. You're so very special. I love how this waterfall looks. It looks a little like hair. Just the way it's streaming down. I just want to jump in this picture. It looks really refreshing. Isn't it great to do something you can't fail at? Yes, indeed. Oh, there goes a little mini cabin right there. I love these big, bold mountains. A tree cannot be straight if it has a crooked trunk. And here goes some crooked little trees. And there seems to be a lot of green in this painting as well. Little path here. And nice little water. Maybe a little swamp or something. Any little thing can be your friend if you let it be. And those are some huge trees there. Love the little subtle details in the road. Kind of can't really see it too well because it's in the middle of the book. But The very fact that you're aware of suffering is enough reason to be overjoyed that you're alive and can experience it. Yep, another little lesson that I am sort of continuing to remind myself in this particular point in my life. And here goes a lovely winter scene. Love anything wintry. You have the little cabin. I loved when he would paint like what looks like snow on top of it. So cute. And here goes a little shadow of the trees. Also love that too. You'll never believe what you can do until you get in there and try it. Look at this. I just want to lay down with a blanket right here and just watch and listen to the water. That's a lovely scene. Nice fluffy clouds. Nice healthy green trees. I could just hear this stream through the painting. There's beauty in every tree and every brush. Just take the time to look at them. And here we have a nice little, what looks like a lot of little bushy trees. You know, sometimes he would draw the little trees that look sort of triangle-ish. And here we have a lot of bushy, looks like fluffy little trees. And I always quite enjoyed watching him paint the little path. I like the little detail color in it. If what you're doing doesn't make you happy, you're doing the wrong thing. And look at this. A huge change from the other cabins. I'm not quite sure what this thing is called here, so I just know the water goes up in it, right? Yeah, I'm not going to even try to explain. I'm not sure what that's called. Looks refreshing though. Again, I just want to jump in that water. Doesn't it just look like the air probably smells so crisp and clean? If painting teaches you nothing else, it'll teach you to appreciate some of the beauty that's around us every day that we take for granted. Bob Ross. And that is the end of the book. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really enjoyed reading the quotes and looking at the gorgeous paintings. If you guys have never checked out Bob Ross, I definitely recommend. You can find his videos on YouTube. If you're into ASMR, it's pretty much natural, like intentional. Not intentional, excuse me, ASMR. So I'll see you guys next time.